Good morning, team. For today's graphic features lesson, you are going to need the following materials. You'll need a pen or pencil to write with, your language arts packet, and of course, your animal adaptations book. There's that word, adaptations, again. Let's open up to the story that we have been reading so far, Animal Disguises. So I'm going to have you open up to this page. We're going to reread it one last time, and we'll fill out the chart together for graphic features chart. Graphic features chart just means, a graphic feature is just another fancy way of saying picture. That's all it is, all right? So open it up to here. I'm going to set it right behind my book, and I'm on page 4 and 5. Let's listen while the computer reads the story to us.
Short Read 1. Remember to annotate as you read.
Animal Disguises by Maria Garrow. All animals have special features that help them stay alive or survive. Sometimes the way they act or behave gives them an advantage. They also have physical features that improve their chances of survival. For example, animals that hunt for their food are called predators. The animals these predators hunt are called prey. Both predators and prey have traits that help them hide from one another. How do they do it? Many animals have skin or fur that blends into their environment. Their body color matches the colors around them. For example, a green grasshopper can remain unseen in tall green grass. This ability to blend into one's surroundings is called camouflage. The word camouflage means disguise in French. Camouflage is an adaptation, a trait animals are born with that aids in their survival. Camouflage can help prey hide from predators. It can also help a predator remain undetected to sneak up on its prey.
The leaf butterfly relies on camouflage to survive. Camouflage Q and A. Q. Is it a twig? A. No, it's a walking stick. They are insects that live in forests and grasslands on branches and twigs. They keep safe by blending in. Predators, such as birds and small reptiles, have a hard time spotting walking sticks. Q. Is it a giant snowball? A. No, it's a polar bear. They live in the frigid, cold Arctic. Their white fur blends with the snow and ice. From a distance, it is difficult for other animals to see the bears. This helps the bears hunt too. Q. Is it a rock? A. No, it's a stonefish. Stonefish have bodies that look like the coral and rocks found on the ocean floor. They blend into the sand and wait for prey to swim nearby. Then stonefish grab and eat their prey. Q. Is it a sandhill? A. No, it's a horned lizard. They mainly live in deserts. Their sand-colored, bumpy skin and flat body help them blend into the desert ground to avoid being a snack for hungry birds and snakes.
All right, guys, so let's take a look at our chart now. Remember, graphic features just means the pictures. So when we look at this chart, we're going to look at each of these individual animals that is shown in Animal Disguises, and we're going to write down what the photo illustrates, meaning what does this picture mean to me? What is it trying to show me? Then we'll write down how the photo supports my understanding of the text, meaning after reading Animal Disguises, how does this particular animal, the butterfly, show me what I understand about Animal Disguises? And we'll do it for each one. We'll do it for the walking stick. Here they've labeled it insect, polar bear, stonefish, and then the horned lizard, or where it says lizard at the bottom. So let's take a look at the butterfly right over here on page 4, where it shows the leaf butterfly relies on camouflage to survive. So what is this picture showing us first? What do you think? That the butterflies have a camouflage, right? The butterflies are using camouflage. That's what it shows me, right? Is use camouflage. And just like anything else, boys and girls, if you need to pause the video to help you finish the writing, you could go ahead and do that. Now, how does this picture of the butterfly help me to understand animal disguises? Well, it's showing me that the butterfly looks just like a leaf, right? And they've used that disguise to help them hide from their predators. So I'm going to write that down in a shorter way, of course. The butterfly looks like a leaf. To disguise itself. And here we're using the word disguise, which is the same word that is in the title. Take a moment to fill this part out. Let's move on to our insect, the walking stick, right? So I'm going to fold my book and I'm looking on page 5. Now, what does this photo illustrate, or what is this photo, this picture, trying to show me? Right, that the insect looks like a piece of twig. That's what it shows me. The walking stick looks like a twig. And how does that really help me understand the reading of animal disguises? Well, take a look at its shape, right? So its disguise was to look like a twig. So I feel like this helps me realize that animals can have certain types of shapes and sizes to help them disguise themselves. So, animals have different shapes and sizes. To disguise itself. Uh-oh, I'm running out of room. Let's write it right down here. Oh boy, I'm going to need my trusty whiteout here. And I think what I'll do is I will write the word itself here and then just put a box around it so I know it belongs to the one at the top. If you need to pause, boys and girls, pause it. Let's see if I can zoom in a little more. Nope. All right, our polar bear. Let's take a look at the polar bear. There he is. So what does this photo show us? That the bear's fur is white like the snow, right? Or we'll just put the bear's fur is white. And how does this help us understand animal disguises? That animals can blend in with their environment by changing their fur color, right? Animals disguise themselves with their fur color. Now, I didn't know if you knew this, but during the summertime, the polar bear's fur color actually changes color. So it's white during the wintertime because it snows. And then it turns a brownish color during the summertime, because is there snow during the summer? Not really, not a whole lot. So when that snow melts away, the bear has to change its color, and it turns into like this brown fur color. Pretty cool, right? Stonefish, there he is. Again, what does this photo show us? That it's looking like a rock, right? That's why it's called a stonefish. So the fish looks like a rock. And how does that help us understand this reading, this animal disguises reading? Right, that like the polar bear, who has to look like the white snow, the fish has to look like what it's surrounded by. So if it's surrounded by rocks, it has to look like rocks. So this tells us the fish turns like shape and color, right? Or the fish looks like its environment. And when I talk about its environment, I'm talking about what it's surrounded by. And if it's surrounded by rock and coral, that sort of orangey pinkish color, then it's going to look a lot like it and probably stay as still as the rock and the coral, right? So it looks like its environment and acts like it too. So if a rock is perfectly still and not moving, then the stonefish is going to act just like that, right? Because it's a predator. If you need to pause this video. And finally, the horned lizard. Take a look at it. There it is, yes. And what is that picture showing us? Then it looks like sand, right? The horned lizard looks like sand. And it even said, is that a sand hill, right? And it's doing this, right, because how is it helping me to understand the text? It's like the stonefish. It's taking on the look of its environment. So it kind of looks like the color of sand because it lives in the sand. So it's going to be the lizard, I should say, looks like its environment and acts like it. So sand doesn't really move, right, unless it's super windy or if someone is walking on it or another animal walks up over it. Otherwise, sand is just perfectly still, and just like the sand, the lizard acts in the same way. Okay, and it looks like the sand color, of course. So both stonefish and lizard are pretty much the same thing. And boys and girls, fill out what you need to complete your graphic features chart. And that's it for language arts today. I hope you enjoyed this, and I can't wait to read the next story in our animal adaptations book. Bye for now.